You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
Hey, that's former Jaguars defense coordinator Mike Caldwell. We've got locals all over the place. Pyburn and Fordham out of Bowles. They are on this roster. Of course, Caldwell's son was a star at Bowles as well. Now with the Tampa Bay Bucs coaching staff once again, really, as the Bucs have arrived in Jacksonville for a joint practice. Hello, Baker Mayfield. Hello, reunion between Liam Cohen and the Bucs. A lot of hugs going on here at the Jags facility over the last half hour or so. And now we've got some action, special teams, one-on-ones between the offensive linemen and the defensive linemen on the far field. So it's going to be hard to tell exactly what's going on there, although I did just see a Josh Hines-Allen nice rep moments ago. And there you get a look at the crowd as well in our point of view today here on the Brent and Austen Show, as I'll be able to at least see both fields high atop and give you an idea of what's going on as things are about to ramp up here from Jags headquarters in just a matter of moments. Everybody, Brent Martineau, Austen Lane will check in like he did last week from the joint practice. First of two joint sessions today and tomorrow with the Bucs and the Jags. Now, there is this possibility, and what I think is a growing smaller possibility, so I guess a lessening possibility, that they would cancel tomorrow's session. I think that has to do with how much work they get in today, but also injuries. And I think both coaches are feeling pretty good right now about participating in both of these joint practices. You asked this question a week and a half ago or even a week ago, and I think there was some doubt whether they would do the second joint session. But I think they're going to balance these 2 days out and get after it again on Wednesday before the final preseason game on Friday, which, of course, we will not see the starters play in that game. I don't think for either team, but especially for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But once again, nice vibe here, fun. Third week in a row, the Jags have had joint practices with another team, the entire NFC South, essentially, other than the Atlanta Falcons. And so game on. And I think this is a good measuring stick. The Bucs are good. The Bucs are pretty healthy overall. And the Bucs seem like a grown man's team, if you will, as you watch them. They've got a lot of veteran presence. The Baker Mayfields of the world, the Vita Veas of the world, the Chris Godwins, guys that have played for a long time. I mean, you jump out there, and now you see Bucky Irving a few years in, and Cade Otton, and I mean, Todd Bowles himself. He's a long-time guy in the NFL, so it just feels like they have a lot of veteran presence, and I think this will be a good test here in the next couple of days for the Jaguars. Not young football team, because I don't subscribe to that. I don't think they're young, but I do think they feel younger than teams like the Bucs. But they want to be here. They want to have a standard. They want to be the team that everybody's looking at every single year. Well, the Bucs have been one of those teams the last few years, ever since Tom Brady helped them win a Super Bowl. And now Baker Mayfield has emerged once again at this point in his career. So I think there's a lot to really watch here today, a lot to dissect, and a lot to learn for Liam Cohen and his coaching staff against the Bucs, how they respond physically, how they play these two back-to-backers, and really put a bow on pads in the preseason, because the Jags won't be back in pads until week 1 of the regular season against the Cleveland Browns. And we were talking yesterday, we think that team is a physical team, so they will have to bring it. So a lot to get out of the next 48 hours, in my opinion, for the Jacksonville Jaguars here at Jags headquarters. And oh, by the way, this just in, do we have a release of the uniforms? Everybody anticipating the rivalry uniforms. Is Twitter mad? Twitter's mad. I got a feeling Twitter's mad.
What do you think?
I think I would feel better if the pants were longer, all black. Or all black socks, I mean. So, sorry. Maybe all black on the bottom, and maybe I'd feel a little bit better.
The first thing you went to when seeing this is the socks?
Well, I do, because I think there's just, it's almost like there's so much white in it, you know? So I feel like if it was a more black bottom mixed with the teal and the white top, I feel like that would be better. What's the first thing you go to? The teal helmets?
Yeah.
But nobody likes it.
I don't know.
I don't mind the teal helmets.
4 minutes ago, right? I don't know if people like it or not.
Well, I mean, it's the bottom line is, like, how do you want them to be different if they don't do something like the teal helmets?
I don't
Like,
know.
what do you want different? What do you want? Don't they have one with the white helmet? They've done that once, or maybe they haven't done that. Have they done that? Have they done the white helmet?
Not that I remember.
I thought they did one game with it wouldn't have been the throwback. But I mean, what else do you want? You want them to wear the black helmets? How different would they be if they don't wear like a teal helmet?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
And we love teal, right? Primary color.
But it wasn't this.
All right. Well, we got to get it out there. Then we got to ask. We got to ask social media. They will tell us, and they will hate everything. We know that. It doesn't sound like him, but you absolutely despise it.
No, I mean,
Now, I feel like you sent me a text like they're awful, though.
it just caught me by surprise, man. I wasn't expecting teal on the top, but really nowhere else. I mean, Foyer's at least got some sleeves, but when your helmet is a different color than everything else, so I was just a little taken aback. Maybe is the right word.
I think what you just said, the accent is really important here, right? What you just said about like the sleeves on Foyer or even the shoes on, is that Trayvon Walker over there? Yeah. So like, I think having a little bit more teal involved with the uniform might make this look a little bit better. Again, my first go-to was really about the sock. It just feels a lot of white, and the separation of it all. There's not a lot of blend into the uniform for me. That is my fashionista advice today, analysis, breakdown. And with that, we're underway here at Bucs Jags joint practice. First play is a handoff to Bucky Irving here with the Bucs offense against the Jags defense. And on the other side, Trevor Lawrence will play action fake, and we're bombing it to BTJ for a touchdown.
Wow.
Right off the rip. How about that?
Let's
How about
go.
a nice little play to start the practice session? Better than the uniforms, Amby.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was the first play on offense?
The first play, unless I missed one while I was looking at those good-looking uniforms.
Goodness gracious. We came right out and the Jags ripped how was this a bomb? Full length of the field?
Play action, basically one of those routes that covers from right, BTJ starting on the right, all the way across to like the left hash. And so obviously plenty of time, good protection, all of that. Meanwhile, right here, Chris Godwin makes his first catch of the day. So really just come out with a boom and a bang for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that was about from they're lined up at about the 30-yard line over there.
Okay.
And then we got a handoff and a nice run up the middle. Nice run, but a fumble. It was looking Bashal Tootin with some, now we got some pushing and shoving. Here we go. Anton Harrison and Bashal Tootin. So second play, just like last week against Carolina, we got a little pushing and shoving, and that's it. Not much, but a little extracurricular. The Jags did recover the fumble, but Bashal Tootin had a nice run, probably a good, like what would be a 7 or 8 with a cutback before even contact's made. And then he tried to deliver physical contact at the finish of it. And when he did that, he lost the football. Jags offensive lineman jumps on it. We got a little pushing and shoving. So there you go. How about those two plays? Now, it looked good until the fumble on the first two plays for the Jaguars. So it looks like our field here in front of me is a little bit more, a little bit ahead by like 10 or 15 seconds.
Okay.
So Baker Mayfield and company. Little screen pass, but the Jags would snuff that out with Josh Hines-Allen. I think Josh Hines-Allen already had a nice one-on-one rep. I couldn't see a lot of the rep stuff because it was so far away, and the linemen were actually blocking the actual one-on-ones, which is always a cool part of practice. I wish they would put that right in front of the fans. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I did see Josh Hines-Allen have a nice bull rush on one of his rushing attempts, one of his one-on-ones. Parker Washington with a little catch over there. So good to see him back in action. It was just a small play across the middle. And looks like the Jags will have a 4th and 2 or 3, at least if you believe the yard marker.
Okay.
Over there. Let's see if we get this last sequence out of the way. Quick little bubble screen for the Bucs. Pretty effective.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a quick little bubble screen on 4th and 2.
No, that was for the Bucs offense. Again, we're ahead. It's kind of nice, actually. We're about 5 seconds ahead on this field versus Trevor. And now Trevor would get a first down, and guess who? Parker Washington. So back-to-back Parkers as he gets the 4th and 2 to finish off this early sequence. And I think now we might see the team 2s out there for both squads. It looks like we're going to do that. Actually, the Jags are staying on point. So, hey, this is a good little start with a bomb to BTJ. Don't like the fumble by Tootin, but I actually did like the run play. So there's some good and bad in that. And now we've got a good way to start these joint sessions. We did this last week. I'm not going to give play-by-play to everything. I'll give you the highlights. Play-by-play of all this. If I were, maybe I should have done that, actually. I should have really done my homework on bodies and everything and treated this like an actual game. That's what we should get Austin and I next year and make then this is the game broadcast, even though you can't see anything. This is the radio broadcast,
That's right.
right? of what's going on in these joint practices. But we'll continue to highlight. Heavy, from your point of view, what do the Jags have to prove? Last week, the Jags were coming off a pretty poor performance in New Orleans. They wanted to see some urgency, start fast. That's really what Liam Cohen wanted to see. He did. They were happy with the performance on Wednesday against Carolina. I would say they won those practices, if you will. And because of that, they didn't play on Friday. I don't think that's the case here today, where you're like hoping the Jags, like this is going to determine whether they play on Friday. That's not the case. So you got one not so great week. You have one good week. And I guess you're just trying to build off that. But I wouldn't say there's one thing I'm looking for the Jags to prove to me here on this practice field against the Bucs, which I also think is not a bad thing. Because I think that's where you talk about good football teams like the Bucs. I don't think they're out here in Jacksonville trying to prove something. I think they're trying to get their work in.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's one huge thing that I'm looking for today. But at the same time, I mean, this is the last action from the starters, either today and we'll see how much happens tomorrow. That's the last bit before week 1 against the Browns. So I think it's important that you kind of leave off on a good note. You go in with some momentum. Anytime you can build momentum in the offseason and training camp, it's a big deal. Specifically position-wise, I think one of the battles, Bucs-Jags battles that I've been looking forward to most is the Bucs receivers against the Jags corners, specifically Travis Hunter and Buster Brown. Olave had a lot of success in the joint. Ted McMillan had a lot of success in the joint. Egbuka is a rising star, many believe, in the National Football League. He kind of plays very similar to Olave with maybe a little bit more downfield presence. It would be an awesome theme update for me if I heard, hey, at the end of the day, Egbuka really didn't do much today. Whether it was Travis Hunter, Buster Brown, I don't care who. They were pretty sticky with Egbuka. Godwin can do a little bit for me. I really want the number one receiver of the opposing team to not have a field day. How about we just put it that way?
Yeah, that's fair enough. A couple of things. I continue to watch. My eyes continue to find Ruka Rororo, and he just had a really nice inside penetration on against Jalen Daniels, who was in obviously that he's actually was rolling out there, I believe, with the twos. Now we got a fumble. And the Jags recover one. And I'm going to tell you that. I'll get back to my Ruka Rororo in a moment. That's Foye finally forced a turnover, which is good. And this was right at the doorstep of the goal line. And I couldn't see who made the contact initially, but Foye Aluakin comes away with the ball at the one when it was on the ground. So I think that's a good sign, because I think that is one thing actually that Liam Cohen really would like to see, is a little more activity on defense in terms of getting the football. Hey, Parker Washington just went up and grabbed one too. So that was a little jump ball for Parker from Trevor in the red zone. Here we go in this red zone period, and very well done. I do want to bounce back to my Ruka Rororo. Jalen Daniels has looked good for the Bucs from everything you're hearing and seeing.
He's supposed to be their fourth dude.
Third or fourth guy, but he's really crept in. And unless I miss Browning, that would have been a sack on Josh Hines. Allen just crushed his guy, and Baker would have been sacked. But Ruka Rororo had a great inside move. I don't know if Austin saw that. We're going to get Austin in a moment. But I think he was pretty happy with that Josh Hines Allen move right there, too. So a Austin's downstairs watching this field level, and we're watching a lot of red zone. But that was a nice back and forth rep right there. Josh Hines Allen sack, Trevor Lawrence touchdown to Parker Washington, and now Trevor over the middle down to the 1 yard line. Do I want to say it was Bashal Tootin? I tell you, they got to make these damn rolled up jerseys, man. I got to get rid of the rolled up jerseys. Shouldn't be allowed if we're gonna make a living doing this. Nice throw by Baker, and that's a touchdown working against Jarian Jones. They actually said he was out. That was Hurst, who I think also has had some nice moments in camp for the Bucs, but he apparently couldn't get his feet down. Jarian Jones forced him out. Looked like a nice throw by Baker Mayfield. Hey, do we have Austin in? Do we want to try to get him?
Yeah, let's try him.
There he is. There he is. What's up, Austen Lane? I heard you before you were coming on say, "Whoa, that was a Josh Hines Allen sack, wasn't it?"
Yeah, that was a Josh Hines Allen sack. It's really interesting, man, because usually we've been sitting on the left side of the line of playing left defensive end. They're actually rotating him around a little bit. Now he's on the right side. They got Trayvon Walker on the left side. So we're seeing a little more in terms of a little more wrinkles I feel like being thrown right now. And if you're watching this live, Brent, it looks like we got a psycho package right now. It might be out of dime personnel. They're sending some guys. So they're definitely throwing kind of like the kitchen sink, it seems like, a little bit more at these team practices than they have been in the preseason.
And Austin, I think that was expected. By the way, touchdown to Josh Cameron from Trevor Lawrence. Looked like he escaped some pressure and was able to find Josh Cameron for a touchdown. Meanwhile, incomplete pass this field to Tez Johnson from the ones of the Tampa Bay Bucs. Austin, I think you're right about that. They anticipated that Todd Bowles and company would throw a little bit more at them defensively for the Jags offense. And I think the Jags are doing the same with Campanile. This is a practice or two where you're going to throw a few more wrinkles to get ready for the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you've been watching the offense at all, too, I think this is really the practice where this is like almost like the prep week for the Cleveland Browns, right? Because we don't expect a lot of the ones to play in the preseason game. So I feel like now is where you're starting to get a little more intricate on the playbook and everything and making sure guys can handle their responsibilities. Because whether it's the offensive side with motions and everything in play call, and whether it's the defense right now, you're seeing a lot more wrinkles being thrown than you have the first couple of weeks.
We got the twos out there right now. We'll give you an update on anything that pops. But Austin, when we were bringing you on, I saw another Ruka Rororo penetration inside where I thought he would have had a sack on Jalen Daniels. He keeps popping to me. I don't know if I'm just watching at the right times or what, but he keeps showing up.
No, his first step is evident, and it was great. I mean, and once again, it's like I've been saying the entire preseason. Like, he's still learning the position. He's still learning how to bring his hands with his feet. But what he does have, which is so apparent when you saw from that sack, is he has a great first fast twitch get off steps. And if you have that, the rest is going to follow. So yeah, I think we've been seeing that all camp and everything. Now it's just about putting it together, getting ready for week one. But I think especially in some sort of packages, whether it's pass rushing, he's going to be used a lot because he has generated a lot of interior pressure.
All right, we just got a couple things happening here. We had a flag on a play for the second team of the Jags on offense. First flag I've seen. We quickly got another flag because of there were extracurriculars. It looked like Wyatt Milam and a Tampa Bay Buc defensive player to me. I thought it was Milam, but we'll have to get some confirmation on that. It looked like there was a punch thrown by the Bucs player, at least a pretty hefty shove that almost looked like a punch. Meanwhile, here in front of you, Austin, down here, I just saw Durfee make a nice pass rush as well against the twos of the Bucs. He's a guy that's shown up sporadically here in camp. He's been nicked up a little bit. We haven't seen much from him in the games, but someone to watch, number 58.
He's someone to watch, and it's really someone to follow along in terms of how this roster is going to shake out, because the way that I have it on paper right now, I feel like it's between either him or Brian Thomas Jr., who they really like as well. And when you talk about Durfee, Durfee's a guy who had some injuries and everything coming in, but obviously had a lot of hype because I think they even said if he was healthy the entire college career, he would have gone a lot higher in the draft. So he's on teams' radars. So I'm not sure if you can really hide him on the practice squad. And then you have Brian Thomas Jr., who's put out nothing but great film playing that position and everything, where if you put him on the practice squad, do you run the risk of a team maybe poaching him? So I'm really curious to see how the Jaguars are going to navigate that situation, because you have Durfee, who, he has the size, he has the intangibles, and you have Brian Thomas Jr., who's really made a name for himself. I'm not sure you can keep both on the active roster right now.
Yeah, that's a good call. I don't think you would. I don't think you can keep both, but you can maybe hide someone. You might be able to hide both of them.
Oh, you think you can hide both of them?
Well, I think the premium. I feel like. I feel like you can hide both of them.
So then, are they taking? How many defensive linemen do you have them taking then?
I haven't got there yet. I don't want to give you just a BS answer. I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't done that. I saw. In fact,
I think one of them is going to be on the roster. I think.
I feel like Brian Thomas Jr., by the way, we're talking about the defensive player. Brian Thomas Jr. has flashed. He's flashed on special teams. He's flashed in the preseason games. So he's caught my eye more than Durfee. Now, with that being said, I was bringing Kaylee to college, and the 4 practices that I felt like really Durfee made a name for himself a couple of weeks ago. So maybe I don't have the best feel for that just yet. Also, I will tease this. We are going to probably do our 53 like on Friday to try at least guess at it before cuts come on Sunday. So we'll dial into this a little bit more and play with some of the numbers. I do think the numbers get interesting. How many receivers, how many tight ends, how many running backs on offense, and then how many linemen they keep on both sides of the ball, I think is going to be an interesting watch. Hey, 2 things before I let you go, and you'll check back in periodically throughout the show. One, what about the uniforms? Did you see them?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I had a pretty good idea what they were going to be last night. Yeah.
Yeah, we heard.
There's a lot going on.
To turn the mic off, apparently. Not you, but what do you think?
It's a lot going on. I don't know. I got to see him in person, but like it's just I feel like it's like 3 ideas and there's not one solid idea. Like the helmet's teal, okay, cool. The pants are Jaguar print, okay. Sand jerseys, it's a lot going on.
Yeah, do you like the teal helmet or not? Because that's the most eye-popping thing, right?
Yeah, I haven't got like the best. I mean, I've seen it on Twitter, but because it looks kind of like an off teal a little bit, so I don't know how I really feel about it. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to really like break it down because I've been at camp and everything, and I haven't been having time to go on Twitter and check out what they released. But yeah, I think it's a lot going on. I'm going to reserve my like true judgments until I can kind of break it down a little more.
All right. One last thing. We got practice, obviously, has hit a little bit of a break, and now they're going to ramp back up here with some work a little further down the field, going full length of the field for the ones against each other's defenses, offense versus defense. What are you looking for today? Like, what do you want to see out of the Jags today? I was telling Hamby early on, we needed a bounce back last week against Carolina because the Jags didn't look good against New Orleans. I don't feel that today, so I feel like this could be just business as usual. Get some good, get some whatever. But what do you think? Like, what do you think you need to come out of today or the next couple of days with if you're a Jags coach?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that you need wins, right? Like right now when you're at training camp, it's nothing but one-on-one position battles, right? Like just to beat the guy in front of you. There's 11 matchups right now being one-on-one on this field. And if you don't plan on playing your guys in the preseason game, which, okay, that's your prerogative, then you have to win today and you have to win tomorrow. So literally what I'm watching from our starters is, can they win their matchups? Can they get home on defense? Can they make big plays on offense and go from there? We saw the opening snap from the Jaguars offense. Brian Thomas Jr. had a great play. Would have been a touchdown. And then the following one, Tootin had a nice run, but unfortunately fumbled, right? He tried to lower his shoulder a little bit and somebody peanut punched it out. And that can't happen, right? So that's what I'm looking for right now, where if you're going to rely on these guys to sit out this last preseason game, you got to see flashes here today and tomorrow.
All right. Well, we'll check back in with you. By the way, one thing to note, Josh Cameron and CJ Williams running a lot here because Jacoby Myers continues to be on the sideline, jammed his hand last week. So we won't see him. It doesn't look like the next couple of days. I don't know how long he'll be out, but CJ Williams, Josh Cameron really getting a lot of run with the ones. So that's something else to watch here today. All right, Austin, we'll check back with you in a little bit.
All right, sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right. Austin down there field level. I've got the bird's eye view a little bit as we are, what are we, about an hour or so into practice and half hour into the show. And we've got the ones and twos going at it Who do we got there? Little Antonio Johnson in an offensive play. It might have been Tez Johnson wrapped up. I like those. Those are my favorite ones. Usually it's when like you get a big defensive lineman and a smaller guy, and he just like grabs the jersey and just holds the guy out there like that, because it's like, really, you don't want to do this. Like, you're not gonna. It'd be like me at a bar, you know, like that guy holding me back. Like, yeah, don't be an idiot, you know. That's what that one just looked like with Antonio Johnson and Tez Johnson. So keep an eye on Antonio Johnson, too. He's had a hell of a camp. I don't know if we've talked enough about him. He's a huge piece of this defense, and keep stacking would be a good thing. Oh, Parker Washington almost one-handed a catch. Came down kind of hard, but got right back up. So that's a good thing. That's one of those where you might knock the wind out of yourself a little bit, too. So a little slow walking now, a jog for Parker back to the huddle, as that offensive possession for the Jags not as good. A couple almost plays on offense to I think it was C.J. Williams and Parker Washington. All right, let's do this. Let's hit a break. We'll update you and join the chat, join the fun. What are you looking for today? We'll continue to give you some of the highlights, obviously, just from an audio point of view. We really can't get any of this on camera, even for TV. The Jags will obviously post some things, and the Bucs will post some things, but only the things that benefit them, which is understandable. But that's the way it's going to go. Hurst just had a nice play. If you're a Bucs fan, I feel like him and Daniels have been guys that I've heard a lot about out of Tampa. I don't know exactly how their camp has been, but it feels like it's been good. Hey, we're excited today. We're excited about everything. We got a new look this week. Heavy's doing a great job. We appreciate Danielle back in graphics for us, helping us make this new look. Hopefully you like it. We like it so far. And I got a new TV channel coming October 1st. And then we got a Blitz breakdown. We've never done it like this before. Tonight at 8 o'clock, live from Sneakers Sports Grill in Jax Beach. Episcopal will be there. We want teams to join us out there each and every week. Episcopal is going to be first, but there'll be a bunch of high school conversation, not just about Episcopal. 8 to 9 with Noah, Brody, and Chandler tonight on the Action Sports Shacks 24/7 network, and of course on social media with the Action Sports Shacks brand.
When we say the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is everywhere, we mean it. If you don't want to see our ugly faces and you just want to hear our takes, listen to the podcast. It's up 30 minutes after every live show. Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Google Play. It's really that simple. Just pull out your phone. I'm on Spotify, Action Sports Jacks. Every episode is right there, split into hour chunks, so you get exactly what you're looking for.
I think it would be a better chance that Branson Combs wins the weak side linebacker spot than Wyatt Milam wins the right guard spot. And that's more because Patrick McCarry has done more in the league.
Stupid take.
He's more.
Maybe you only have 15 minutes before the kids come home. You don't have time to listen to the full show. You're craving Jags content. The YouTube page is for you. We have a separate playlist called Brent and Austen Show Segments. It's Jags only conversations right there every day. Subscribe. Don't miss any Jags content. Action Sports Jacks.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to easily access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device. First, launch Roku. Next, use the menu list to scroll down to the search feature. Then, use the remote to enter Action News Jax into the search bar, and then click Action News Jax thumbnail. Once you see this screen, go ahead and select Add App. Wait a few seconds for it to install. Once it finishes installing, press the Star button on your remote and click on Move App or Move App to the top. Finally, select the app back on your home screen to open it. Now you can watch all the great content on Action News Jax Now. Live daily breaking news.
We have breaking news happening right now in Clay County.
First alert weather and traffic.
Looks like we have a tornado warning. Let's take a look at that.
Action Sports Jax 24/7.
We've got the Brent Austen Show daily, live sporting events, and long-form interviews you can't see anywhere else.
And shows like Law and Crime and much more. And that's how you access Action News Jax Now using your Roku device.
Baker Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Cole Tilley, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Action Sports Jax 24/7 is your home for high school football in the 904. Get ready for each week of action Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock with the Blitz Breakdown, talking everything high school football in the Jacksonville area. And when the lights get bright on Friday night, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is there with live broadcasts of our game of the week and the Friday night Zone Blitz, giving you live looks into the biggest games in the area and coverage lasting until midnight. Here's the kick, the snap, the hold, the kick is blocked!
And they're going for the end zone, and they got a guy! Touchdown! And what?
Find these broadcasts available on YouTube, X, Facebook, and of course, ActionSportsJax.com. And the action doesn't stop there. Find even more high school football on the Action Sports Jax social channels with content posted throughout the week. When you're looking for the best high school football coverage in the 904, Action Sports Jax 24/7 is ready for the Blitz.
Hey, welcome back here to the Brent Austen Show, live from Jags headquarters. Jags and Bucs joint practice. We'll take you right until noon. I'll take you till midnight today with Action Sports Jax. We got that too, as we are having some fun here at the joint session. It is 35 minutes into our show, or a little more than an hour into the practice. On really what's a comfortable day here in Jacksonville. We got some cloud cover, so it's really not too bad out here at all. Maybe not hot enough for the coaches as they try to harden these guys for two more practices before really you get ready for the regular season with a lot of these ones and twos that won't play on Friday night. Couple of highlights while we were away in commercial break. Jags, well, maybe low light here first. Jags running game, I don't think has done a whole lot over there, at least when I've watched. A couple of really good run stuffs by the Bucs. The tight ends continue to be a storyline for me for the Jags, because I look at this Bucs team and I know what Liam Cohen did with the tight ends, what they have. Obviously, Kate Otten and company. They now have Oscar Delp too. So who just dropped one?
Who was that?
And I'm sorry, Culp. They have Devin Culp. Oscar Delp was with who was Delp with? Carolina or New Orleans? He wore, what number was he wearing with the Saints?
I think it was 86. That's a total guess.
Oh, 86. There you go. Nice pass to Tim Jones from Nick Mullins. Devin Culp, by the way, just dropped the pass, not Oscar Delp, for Tampa Bay.
88.
Was he? Okay. I feel like he was 82, and that's why I was had 82, Culp and Delp, but whatever. I'm getting old. I already told you that. That happens from time to time. But really, two significant plays. Jags run stuff with Josh Hines-Allen and Buster Brown kind of on the edge. And then a follow-on play to Chris Godwin, deflected by Murray into the hands of Buster Brown for an interception. So big plays on defense there in that little sequence. from this joint practice. Back to the tight end conversation that I was talking about. Borkinger captures my attention, man. He's got good hands. Trevor stuffed one into him in a bunch of traffic. It wasn't a big gain, but he caught it in traffic. I feel like his hands are really good in the last couple of weeks that we've seen. And I feel like there's a lot more attention to him, specifically in the red zone. That one wasn't in the red zone. And then a nice play down the sideline to pretty much a wide open Brenton Strange that would have gone for a good 20, 25 yards. He might even have broken a tackle and got into the end zone. So, some good moments out here for the Jags. Not perfect, but some good moments, I think, so far as we might be in the halfway point or so, even a little bit deeper on the Jags and Bucs joint practices from Jags headquarters. Brent Martineau, Jason Hamby, Austen Lane. We'll check back in here in a little bit. Hamby, anything else you're seeing from the folks out there in Jags land that I might be missing when they're down on the field? They got 40 reporters.
Yeah, it looks like I like the pick that you mentioned of Baker from Buster Brown. Again, it was kind of daunting to me that Cohen said he was frustrated or disappointed. I'm not sure exactly what the word he used was, that the Jags hadn't forced any turnovers. That just didn't. I guess it didn't dawn on me as much that would be as much of a point of emphasis in the joints, because I just don't know. Like, it just seems like your opportunity to get a turnover is not as high as it would be in a regular game, and I don't know if that's true or not, but it just seems that way when guys are kind of taking care of each other. Things are more scripted, especially if you're going red zone pass after red zone pass. It's tough to force any turnovers, and the fact that they hadn't forced any, at least according to Liam Cohen, was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's something that you don't want to hear. Well, they forced a fumble at least. They got Buster with an athletic pick of Baker, which is great, and so they've at least got a couple today. Hopefully, they'll get a couple tomorrow as well, because it's something that we don't talk a lot about, and it is reason for. One of the reasons that the pessimist Jags fan, which there are some of them, are one of their biggest reasons for believing that the Jags are, maybe going to win 8 games, maybe going to win 9, maybe not going to win the division. Well, that is because they think that the turnovers have to regress to the mean, that they're not going to force the turnovers that they did last year. We know that the Jags were unbelievable and taking the football away last year. Can that happen again? I don't know. We know that it's just as much of a point of emphasis this offseason as it was the last. But again, we've talked about some of those things were right place, right time, luck, if you think that exists in a game of football. So if you're going to win as many games as you think the Jags can win, and that 11, 12, 13, the turnovers are going to have to be there again. If not, well, that's where those are wins and losses. Turnovers are wins and losses, and I think we got to remember that.
Yeah, I don't think here's the deal. What's interesting about that, and I think that's a good conversation, Hamby. Like, I don't know if they're going to have 31. I think that's what the number was. That's a lot. That's a lot. They had like 22 picks. That's a lot.
Insane.
I know, most in the team history, I think it was. So I don't know if you need that, but what you can't have is 10 or 11 or 12, right? You got to have like 24, or something like that. And they've got to be at opportune times. The one thing about the Jags, like, the turnovers basically allowed them to get this offense rolling in the first 5 games of the year last year when they started 4-1. The turnovers helped out an offense that wasn't anemic, but was a little sputtery at times. And then obviously there were a couple of rough stretches to go until they really caught their wind. I think that has to change this year. I think this offense can't be relying on that. This offense has to be the one to dictate play to hopefully get off to good starts. And I think that's a bit of a concern because there's been a little MO around here of getting off the starts under even Liam Cohen when things are going well. They're resilient. They bounce back well. But can they get off to that good start and dictate play really like they did maybe in the last handful of the weeks last year? I forget exactly how the actual flow of the game was, but it felt like they were killing everybody. So they probably started off pretty good in a bunch of those games. I think look for that early in the year, especially because you shouldn't have to ramp up so much. You shouldn't have to be sputtery for 5 weeks. You might have some ebbs and flows early in the year just because it's early in the year, but they should be able to get going where they want to be sooner than they did a year ago. I think that's reasonable. Therefore, not rely on the defense to go win them games and get turnovers to the point they had to last year and get off to that good start. The other part of that is those turnovers, some of them were massive when they came, like San Francisco and Eric Armstead, right? Like 99-yarder for Devin Lloyd. You can get turnovers and they don't look like that. Right. I mean, every turnover helps, but they don't often or always look like that. So I think that turnover thing is real. That part reminds us of Saxonville from 2017 to 2018. The defense was so good. Now, the defense wasn't that kind of good, but the defense was good. You have to ask yourself, is this normal? And I think in some elements it's not. Numerically, I think it can be close, but I just don't know if it will come as dynamic as it did a year ago. And so I think that's why there's some curiosity. And so back to your point here, it's good to see them get a couple of turns. I mean, they've got nothing in the first 2 preseason games on defense, right? I don't think anything even close.
I mean, that's what Liam said.
Right. Well, in the preseason games, the practice field is one. I think he's been a little bit talking about, but I don't even think the preseason games against 2s and 3s.
I don't think so.
You're getting the ball in your hands, so it's like it's a trickle down all the way. Where really there's not a lot happening in that area until we just saw it here today. Now the good news about that is the Jags offense hasn't been giving them the ball throughout camp either in practice, so it doesn't catch your attention. Right. So I guess there's a good side of that. And you would expect Trevor Lawrence in year 6 and this offense with continuity to be able to hold on to the football and operate without a high volume of turnover. So, yeah, it's just the unpredictable part. I mean, there are 2 things that are super unpredictable in the NFL, in my opinion, that can alter seasons that you don't really talk a lot about because you just don't know. That is injuries, and you keep your fingers crossed the entire time. And the other one's turnovers. You just don't know if they really are going to come in bunches. Are they going to come at the right times? Are they going to come on a Hail Mary at the end of the half where it doesn't mean anything? So like that's really important thing to follow for some of the Jags' success. But I do think it comes down to dictating play on offense, because if you dictate play and you get ahead, now you put your ears back and you create some things with the pass rush. Speaking of creating things, I don't think there's enough conversation sometimes around these parts on Josh Hines-Allen. I think even Trayvon Walker, very under the radar. And I think we've seen some practice sessions where Josh Hines-Allen has been fantastic. Trayvon Walker has been fantastic. We've talked about it here or there. I just don't think we talk about Josh Hines-Allen enough. And when I watch one-on-ones and when I watch some of these plays, and yesterday in practice, 2 days ago in practice, and they were in the spiders, right? So they weren't in full pads. There were 3 straight plays where I saw Josh Hines-Allen basically blow things up. And I just feel like, Hamby, you ask you say what players are, or go back to Liam Cohen when he said Aaron Donald is a like practice wrecker sometimes where they have to take him off the field. Mm-hmm. I actually think Josh Hines-Allen can be that when he wants to be that. And I think they might even tell him to slow down sometimes.
I certainly hope that's
to me,
true.
he looks that way to me. Like he just can he be dominant? And all the talk about Trayvon Walker, I just feel like what I keep seeing is I feel like Josh Hines-Allen's going to have a monster year.
Well, Brent, I think the Jaguars defense needs it. And I kind of go back to our topic of sack projections. There haven't been, I want to be careful here, but there haven't been a lot of individual games, regular season games that count where you said, man, Josh Hines-Allen was dominant. I think over the span of a couple of games, over the span of a month's time, or even the span of a season, you can say overall, Josh was great. He was solid. He was a disruptor. He played, he was great in the run and also had a sack. He helped stuff the run, and he helped somebody else get a sack, and then he also had a half a sack. But, Brent, how many times last year did we say it from an individual game? Oh, my gosh, Josh was dominant that game. He took over that game. Oh, my gosh, they couldn't block Josh Hines-Allen that game. I don't remember any. And again, I'm not trying to take away. But I'm saying from an individual game, what you're describing to me right now about what you think about him in practice and how he's taking over, I don't think we've seen that on an individual game basis in the regular season enough. That doesn't mean he didn't have a great last year. It just means an individual game, he didn't really take over.
Well, here's the deal. I think there's some we could debate this. We could have some caveats to it. But they should jump out at you just to give that part some credence. Like the Buffalo game here in Jacksonville, right, where he had a sack of Josh Allen, not last year, few years back, where he had the pick, I think, and also a forced fumble, whatever else it was. Like that was like the Josh Allen game. But I do think there were times last year too where we were discussing that. I feel like the Raiders game might have been one where he was just like dominant on the edge. They needed to double team him and do some things. It might not have been that game, but I felt like it was. Maybe it was one of the Houston games that he had like. But I think the problem with us in the media sometimes, and the problem with the but the fans' perspective, the media's perspective is if it didn't have 3.5 sacks attached to it, then it can't count.
Well, that's
right.
I understand that point,
like I think you can. I think you can still. Yeah, but I think they did have a couple of those games. I'd have to go back and look. But I think he had some of those games where it just looked like he was unblockable last year. Now, whether he got home enough, that's debatable, right? Or for whatever reason. And I think he has had some of those. I always go back to that year before the 17.5 sack season. I thought he had some of those games. Did not have the sack performance like that, but he had games where he just couldn't block them. And he was disrupting so much. So I think he has shown the ability to do it. The question is, has he shown enough? If you can debate it, maybe he hasn't shown enough. And that's fair to have that. Parker Washington, nice big 25-yard chunk moments ago for the Jaguars here at Jags and Bucs practice. So anyway, I just feel like there's a hard thing to measure in practice how good Josh and Trayvon and those guys are going to be. But I feel like at times they flexed their muscles when they wanted to or needed to in practice sessions. I really feel like I've noticed Josh a lot in these joint practice sessions. And to me, that's a very good sign of what things could come here in this. And speaking of, he just got to Baker Mayfield off the left side. So it would have been a sack. And it was almost like a delayed rush that time. So probably good coverage by the Jags. And that's a big part of it. If the Jags can be a little stickier in coverage, it's a huge emphasis here without blaming a group from last year. Josh isn't doing that. You hear it in the sound bites. But if they can be a little, a beat or two more, they think he and Trayvon can get a dozen sacks at least. So, and I don't know if I disagree with him. But so anyway, something to watch just because it's catching my attention here at the Jags joint practices. Brent Martineau along with Jason Hamby.
But let's get an update. Can we get an update on BTJ? I saw him. You mentioned that he was off to the side for a little bit.
I mentioned Jacoby Myers was off to the side.
Well, BTJ as well, it looks like. He visited with the trainers briefly, according to what we're seeing on Twitter.
Okay.
And took a couple plays off at minimum. So if we see him, let us know. Also in the chat, this one, Daniel Kilkenny said, has the player name pronunciation guide been given out yet? I keep hearing Rook and Ruke. On the pronunciation guide from the Jaguars roster, it gives his last name, but not his first. So yes, I have heard both as well, Rook and Ruke. So there's that. We need a first name pronouncer for him as well. Mr. Hugo wants to know, Brent, what is the O-line out with the ones?
It's a good question. Again, far field, bad eyes. I want to make sure. I told Austin actually I wanted to ask him that. It right now in look again. I'm trying to get out of the muddy nature of this, but it looks like it's obviously Anton and Hainsey, Walker Little. The two guys you want to know. I can't really make. I mean, Ezra Cleveland's out there. I'm trying to look for Pregnon. I was trying to look for him in the one-on-ones too. Let me just see when they break the huddle here. It looks like Pregnon, yeah. Pregnon is at left guard.
Okay.
And Ezra Cleveland at right guard. So that continues to be the lineup. for the Jacksonville Jaguars on the offensive side of things. As for Brian Thomas Jr., I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. I didn't see that. But I don't see him out there right now with Trevor and company. Again, you're seeing a lot of Josh Cameron and C.J. Williams with Jacoby Myers out of this practice. Now a nice throw over the middle to BTJ. Parker Washington's running every rep. But, yeah, I don't see the last few reps Brian Thomas Jr., so I also don't see where the heck he is amongst the mass of bodies. So hopefully we'll get some thoughts on that. Let's see. Yeah, nobody's helping me out on that one. So we'll give you an update when we know. But it doesn't look like he's running out there right now. Of course, Myers, and then if no BTJ, that's there's some significance there. But the good news is I don't think it's anything. Well, it's hard for me to speculate what BTJ's is. I don't think Myers is anything super long term. I think it's more just being very cautious with the hand. Jags offense about the 25-yard line, and the run game swallowed up again. I will say this, too. The screen game, a throw to Bashal Tootin, I think it was, on the screen, broken up and deflected. I mean, the Jags just suck at the screen. Like, there's nothing else to say. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's like it's the most complex play in football for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've said this for years. I've yelled about the screen for a long time, and I just don't fully understand it. Good on defense here. BTJ at BJ Green, I think it was. Again, another tucked up jersey, but I think from stature standpoint, I think it was BJ Green. Yeah, it was. He had a nice rush just a moment ago. Would have been a sack. Jags defense. I'll tell you this, Hamby. My kid is here, and he said, "Is it fair to say the Jags are dominant right now?"
Oh, I like that.
Now, and I said, I don't know if I would say that, but I was thinking of it too. And I was like, hey, it feels like they really have the upper hand, but I don't want to set that narrative. And even he said, well, let me check Bucs Twitter and see how that's going. he's experienced now. That doesn't jump to conclusions anymore. But there's a time in practice, specifically the first 45 or 50 minutes, where it kind of felt like I had the same idea that the Jags were really doing a heck of a job. Hey, Austin, we got you. You can hear us all right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. A couple of things. And I got you. I don't want to put you on the spot here because, Hamby just put me on the spot, and I didn't have a good answer for him, but I'm going to try. Anything on Brian Thomas Jr.? He's not practicing right now. Did you see anything?
Did we lose him?
Maybe he doesn't have me. Looks like he's freezing up a little bit.
We'll have to wait on him, Brent.
He's free.
He's hopping back in.
Yeah. Hey, text those guys and tell them to get out of they're gonna have to move outside, I think, if they want to pop in, or just if he wants to wait, that's fine. But it's not gonna work where they're at. We've tried this song before, and the song sucked. So, but I would definitely move out. We'll try it again. I think we got him. Hey, just real quick thought. Do you see anything on Brian Thomas Jr., Austin?
Yeah, we don't have him, Brent. I don't know if
you don't have me?
Oh, there we go. Go ahead. You're good. Keep going, Austin.
You guys hear me or not?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I got you, man. I heard you, and I can translate. If somebody missed that, he basically said Brian got a catch, banged up on the shoulder, left for a play or two, came back in, and then left again. Okay. So looks like obviously a little bit on the shoulder. I think he's still out there. I think I do see him over there. So at least that's good.
Yeah, so he's taking a knee right now. The trainers aren't by him anymore, which seems to be a good sign, right? It might just be more of a precaution than anything. So, nothing too serious, I would hope. And then on the defensive side of things, man, Jaguars defense still looking pretty good. Eric Murray caused a tip that I think was Buster Brown ended up getting the interception. You haven't seen a lot of explosive plays so far from Tampa in terms of passer or running the football. Josh Hines-Allen's had a hell of a day getting home in the backfield. He's been kind of lining up all over the place. It's really been cool to see kind of these, I'm going to call them the cycle. I'm not sure what the team's going to refer to him as, but basically having a linebacker, safety, everyone's standing up. They're sending some, they're dropping some. Seems to be confusing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a little bit. So it's been fun to watch on defense so far. And Travis Hunter had a pass breakup as well.
Yeah, so and a lot of defense for Travis Hunter once again, and that's becoming a bit of a trend. Like the tilt in snaps is definitely on the defensive side of things. Austin Trammell, I can't come up with it. It looks like he was held. There's going to be a little interference or something on the play, but that was a bomb to Austin Trammell, I think it was, and or maybe that was Pena. I can't. Show me your number. Sometimes it's tricky. Hey, I like that you saw Josh Hines-Allen doing Josh Hines-Allen things because we just spent about 10 minutes talking about him, Austin. I just feel like he's been really good in the joint practices. And I feel like we haven't talked a lot about number 41 other than some schematic things that you think he might do. I feel like this could be a huge year loading for him. I love the way he's been practicing.
I think we lost him again.
All right, just kick him out of here so he doesn't have to get frustrated and then never come on again. His phone's terrible. Like, we got to buy him a new phone. But it's all good. That was a good report from Austin overall. Get a little update on BTJ. I'd like to get a little more on the offensive line. Maybe we'll do that toward the end of practice, and somebody else will give him a different phone. That would be ideal.
Mm-hmm.
How about that, Hamby? That'd be good. Like, everybody's got a phone. Should I throw mine down to him?
Oh, yeah, maybe just you don't need yours because I mean, we can tweet from your computer and there you go. You just use yours for him.
There we go.
Get Ty over here. Get his phone.
That's right, Ty. But anyway, we'll check back in. I like that though. That Austin's seeing that. Hey, let's talk a little bit more about this part. Travis Hunter, who I see right now on defense.
Okay.
He's playing a lot more defense, Abby. And I don't think that's a surprise to us, but I think he's playing so much defense that he doesn't seem to be playing a lot of offense lately.
I don't care.
Is that a surprise to us?
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, I don't think. He needs to be the shutdown corner for the Jacksonville Jaguars, whatever that takes. And it was, what was it, last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, where it was the first time before he had practiced solely on defense. He didn't take a single rep on offense. I think it was one time last week. And Cohen's just like, yeah, we need to catch him up a little bit more on that side of the football. So I think it shouldn't be a surprise. I like that he's on defense. Again, we had the whole conversation of what should his role be as a receiver if it is 30% of the snaps, 25-30% of the snaps. Because as a side note, everybody's got to keep in mind that no receiver really plays more than 80% of the snaps. Like, your one isn't going to be out there for 100% as a receiver. So saying that Travis Hunter could only get 25-30% of the snaps is not that low, I don't think, at least in my opinion. So with that being said, we've had the conversation of, do we want Travis to be more of the gadget? Do we want him to be a runner full route tree? Do we want him to be more of a deep ball guy, go up and get the ball when it's in the air? I think all of those things are valid, and I think I do want him going and getting the ball up in the air. But if I have to set all of that aside, all of it, for him to be a shutdown corner first, and then we get to the offense later, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to sacrifice it.
All right, I like
put it to the side.
Hamby, trying to get the audio of Austin on. I think he's trying one more time. I'm going to ask him two questions because I just heard. I can hear him even when people can't on my computer. And he said, oof, or geesh, or something. And I think that was because of Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines-Allen with another good rush against Baker Mayfield, moved him off his spot before he completed the pass. Not sure it would have been a sack. Is that what you were referencing, Austin? Another nice rush from 41 and 44.
Yeah, it was a sack for Josh Hines-Allen. Having Chase Young type numbers today, it seems like, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. in this joint practice and everything like that. No, he's been looking good, man. You're seeing, like I said, you're seeing a lot more in terms of games and stunts. And I like it, man. I like what I'm seeing here. It's I think it's making the Bucs offensive line have to work a little more.
Yeah, they're really moving around, and this was part of that practice. We thought we'd see a little bit more of that. They don't want to give up too much. Hey, let me ask you about the offensive line. What have you seen so far out of that? It looks like Pregnon at left guard, Ezra Cleveland at right guard once again as they continue to explore. I think this is a big day or two for Pregnon to give this offense confidence. What are you seeing, if you've been able to see anything yet?
Yeah, it's been really hard to see because they're kind of on the opposite side of the field where you can't get the best look as opposed to the defense where we're right on the sideline. Honestly, Brent, I haven't really seen too much from Pregnon. I think it speaks volumes. Like, he's going to be the guy going forward. Like, if you have a rookie who didn't play at all in the second preseason game because essentially he's a slated starter, like, that tells you all you need to know about how they feel about him. I haven't seen what he's been able to do against Vita Vea and things like that. And I feel like Vita Vea would be an easy guy to find, but I haven't really seen a lot of him yet. So, yeah, like I said, I've been more on the more on the defensive side over here with the Jags ones.
Did Josh Hines-Allen just knock another offensive lineman on his keister?
That's what it appears like, yeah. Yeah, like I said, this is the Chase Young type of day that we've been hearing about.
This has been a dominant day for number 41, and we've got some pushing and shoving.
We got
wait a minute, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence just slammed somebody and I'm getting pumped up.
Trevor Lawrence with a body slam. He tried.
Sorry, that was way too loud. People are looking at me now. Dude, that was insane.
Well, I've never seen that.
Jaguars media members wondering what the hell I'm doing right now. A little concern for me, I think, but it's all good.
Holy cow!
Body slam?
Dude, your starting quarterback just took somebody around the neck and brought them to the ground.
Did he end up on the ground? Did he end up on the ground from your vantage point?
So from what I could tell, Brent, I'm gonna say all points of contact were on the ground. That was indeed a takedown by Trevor Lawrence.
Wow.
I've never seen that.
No.
Austin, you've been doing this a while too. I don't think I've ever seen the quarterback mix it up like that. Usually you stay away.
Well, to be fair too, and I couldn't tell who it was. He grabbed the guy from like the back, so the guy didn't see it coming. And Trevor just took his arm or his hand, put it in the guy's like shoulder pad from the back, and then just kind of brought him down and put him on his back. That was insane.
I don't know how that started, but Walker Little was in the middle of it too. And then I think it was like, let me see if I get the depth chart real fast on the Bucs. Hang with me. I want to say, I think it was Anzalone. I think it was Alex Anzalone, former Gator, because I feel like it was 34, and that would add up. And if that was the case, then it was Walker Little and him, and then Anzalone kept going around trying to get at whoever he was trying to get at, and that's when Trevor Lawrence basically said, "You ain't going anywhere," and ripped them down. So, I mean, just a wild turn of events there. I don't know what precipitated the whole thing. I just saw Walker Little got really pissed off, and then Anzalone wanted a little more action before Trevor jumped in the fray.
Well, and I'm not sure this has kind of been building with Trevor Lawrence as well. I have no idea where that – because, I mean, let's be honest. We talk about Trevor Lawrence all the time, right? And it's kind of a contrast of styles here with Baker Mayfield, who is kind of that vocal, kind of the energetic, up and down type of quarterback. And Trevor's always more even keel, just kind of go with the flow. And you saw a little uncharacteristic where all of a sudden Trevor Lawrence was a bouncer at the beach bars, and apparently Anzalone was wearing Crocs in the club or something, because Trevor Lawrence literally grabbed him by the neck and brought him down, like sunned him. Confirmed. Adam Schefter reported. Ian Rappaport break the news. Trevor Lawrence has his first takedown at training camp. And I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, you should be excited. That'll be the play of camp. Like, that'll be the moment of camp.
Dude, I have Bucs people staring at me like, what am I doing? Like, dude, our starting quarterback just bodied somebody. I'm going to get a little excited about it.
And by the way, Devon Hamilton with some penetration, along with B.J. Green initially on Baker Mayfield. Austin, the front of the Jags is really delivering today.
Brent, I'm going to be honest, and once again, I haven't watched a whole lot of the offense. I've been more on the defense, and I'm going to be interviewing Rukaroro today. But if this is the case and defense has been eating like they've been eating, Trevor Lawrence is taking guys down. If I'm Liam Cohen, I'm coming right now. I'm shutting it all down. I've seen enough. I'm good for the day. guys, we're just going shells tomorrow. Walk through on Friday, or walk through on Thursday, and then 2s or 3s and 4s can play in the preseason game. I've seen enough. I'm good.
Hey, Austin, we'll catch up with you after practice, after you talk to a row. But I want some reaction from a row on Trevor taking down a player, how that's going to impact the locker room.
No, without a doubt. And I'm gonna go grab a water right now, make sure Trevor's okay, see if he needs anything, because we got to make sure our quarterback's ready to go after a fight, man. So I'm gonna make sure he's okay. I'll check back in with you guys, but yeah, craziness. I've never seen a starting quarterback do that before.
All right, thanks, man. We'll check back into you in just a little bit. By the way, it's not that you just haven't seen a quarterback do that. I think if Baker Mayfield did that here on the practice field, people would be like, that's Baker being Baker. It's that Trevor Lawrence just did that. And I think that's a little Trevor's going to be who he is. He's always said that. We've asked him a million times. I've talked to him in production meetings. I've talked to him off camera. I've talked to him on camera about it. Everybody wants Trevor to be like the edgy, almost like Baker kind of guy, the guy that gets pissed off.
Oh, yeah.
He absolutely has done more of that, but more with like a tone of the voice, the urgency that he needs things done, the demand for that on the practice field, in drills, in meeting rooms. It still hasn't come to the point where, again, I always say Doug Peterson wanted him to be the guy grabbing the face mask and like, what are you doing, right? Like Dan Marino on the sideline. We've seen Tom Brady do it to people and rip into people. We've seen Mahomes do it. So Trevor's not going to go out of his way to do that stuff because it's not his personality.
Right.
But he really has ramped up his edge, is the point. He's ramped up his edge a bit. Again, what I would say vocally, and his demand for excellence. And that has been noticeable inside the building. We talked to him a little bit about it a few weeks ago before the New Orleans game. And I think it's a hard thing to fully illustrate. It's a hard thing from a fan and even us in the media to know unless we see it in action. And not to say this was that in action, but I just think his relationship and like the chemistry brewing better with Brian Thomas Jr. is a good example of what I'm talking about.
Sure.
But then on top of it, you see something like this. I'm telling you, it's a silly deal, right? It's like, oh, well, he body slammed the guy. Great. No. Bigger than that. Mm-hmm. We're talking about the edge of Liam Cohen. We're talking about the edge of the football team. And you just got that out of your quarterback. That says volumes to your football team. When this whole group sees that in a meeting room later today or tomorrow, whatever it is, they're going to erupt and they're going to appreciate that. And there's going to be just a notch up the rung of a ladder for a level of respect as Bashal Tootin just broke up what looked to be a really long run as well as the Jags continue, in my opinion, to have a very good practice here this afternoon or this morning against the Tampa Bay Bucs. So very notable to me what just happened with Trevor Lawrence. I think Liam Cohen above everybody's going to love it. Just absolutely love it. And Hamby, I was going to say this one thing. Like usually the Jags will put some stuff out. They're not going to put scuffles out.
No.
They might want to put that clip out. Like
awesome.
the Jags as an organization will.
I'm dying to see it.
Well, of course, everybody. There's a bunch of plays that you'd want to see that will go on that list that they won't put out for whatever reason. I'm just saying this might be one that they really want to put out. Sell a little bit more tickets, perhaps. Trevor, I just thought threw a beautiful ball down the left side to Tim Jones, and Tim Jones couldn't come up with it, and then gets up a little limpy. But he's got to make that play. Like that was a beautiful pass down the field from Trevor Lawrence, which is also nice that when he has a moment like that, you come back and you see maybe a good play here or there. Hey, Heavy, get a thought in, but then I want to get to a break.
I think this was so my mind goes when you're talking about Trevor Lawrence winning over, not that he already hasn't, but as a Braves fan, my mind goes to the 8th or 9th game of this year. Brand new manager in Walt Weiss, who does a double leg takedown on Jorge Soler, if y'all remember that, in a scuffle, and then, does it have a correlation or not? The Braves were the best team in baseball for the next 2.5 months. You tell me, especially for a guy who's a brand new manager, that was a huge thing. That wasn't just, oh, yeah, that's, right place, right time. No, that was your manager taking somebody down to try and protect his guys. Those things kind of change momentum. They change, your locker room for a day. You need those things, especially in the mundane days of training camp where you're just dying to actually do something that counts, those things matter. So I think you're 100% right that they better play that in the film tomorrow when they get in there for the team meeting. If they ever lose 2 games in a row or 3 games in a row and they're in a stretch in the regular season, throw that video up there. Why not? I love it. And I'm dying to see it. I really do hope they put it out, even though I think there's like next to zero shot that they put it out because they definitely wouldn't want to put that out there. But it would be quite a bit of a flip. The Jags social media account has gotten flack at times for putting Trevor in a light of he doesn't grind. You know, he's not a grind. I mean, we've had fans making this was in the middle of the Civil Wars in our fan base of do you like Trevor Lawrence or not, or is he the guy or not? Or a video would come out of the guy hanging out with his daughter and his wife, and he'd be like, he's not grinding enough. He was like, what the heck is happening? If you really want to put out a polar opposite thing, do a 180, go ahead and put him taking a guy down or something like that and see what that ignites in the fan base.
Yeah, we'll see if they do it or not. All right, let's do this. I want to take a break because we're going to come back and we'll have results of like the 2-minute. We're getting to the end of practice. So I think both teams are going to go to the 2-minute. That's always fun. We also have some of the headlines of the day, which will include the Trevor Lawrence takedown. And Josh Hines Allen, I think, has had a monster practice here this morning against the Bucs. But also, no Jacoby Myers and BTJ limited in this session as well, halfway through it. So I think there's at least a little concern. Liam Cohen does talk today. We're catching up with a row and Hainsey on the takedown will be good, I think. We also will have, I think Trayvon Walker might be on the podium today. I think he is. See what he has to say about Josh Hines Allen. So there's a lot to get to. And if I didn't say it in that little bit, Cole Van Lanen conversation, I think we should hear that. We didn't get to it yesterday. We'll hear the latest on Cole Van Lanen as that offensive line continues to be a work in progress inside 3 weeks to go until the regular season opener here in Jacksonville between the Browns and the Jags.
Attention Jacksonville drivers, we heard you loud and clear. You told us oil changes were taking too long, and we listened. That's why we're proud to introduce our brand new Nimnik Express service. We've added additional staff so you can get your oil change without ever having to book an appointment. Just pull into our express lane and we'll take care of it in the neighborhood, running errands. Just realized you're overdue? Just stop on in. No appointments, pull in, get out, get going. Nobody but Nimnik.
No one does it better, plays harder, or delivers more sports than CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. The only local, multi-platform, round-the-clock streaming sports show in Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Brent and Austin. I really appreciate you having me on.
From high school football, college game days, the AFC,
wide open, caught for a touchdown.
the NFC,
He gets there, touchdown, Seattle.
the PGA,
Unbelievable.
World Cup soccer, NASCAR,
Denny Hamlin, big-time victory in Nashville.
baseball,
Fly ball deep center, Edmonds going back, the ball is going long.
local Jag shows,
You feel the energy in here. There should be energy. Jags are in the middle of a playoff race.
and of course, your official stations of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Lloyd, pick six, breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville.
We have all the sports, the exclusive interviews,
We got the best fans in the NFL.
the biggest games, the live events to help make your business soar. So hold on and see why live sports is where you need to be on CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jax 24/7. Get in the game.
Most of us know how to throw. but you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy.
Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval!
ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47. CBS 47. Right here. Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com.
There's a look at Baker Mayfield and Liam Cohen from the Tampa Days. I mean, really, Baker's career had been resurrected a bit. Liam helped take it to a new level, and that creates a bond. And you can tell the appreciation Cohen has for Mayfield and vice versa. It's pretty cool to watch, and now we're hoping the same thing. And I mean, to some degree, it did happen last year. But now where can Liam and Trevor take their relationship? I think it's fascinating. We heard Liam the other day talking about Baker Mayfield, and while he was doing that, and we didn't get into it at this point, but I was just thinking to myself, like, really think about Liam Cohen, who's been around, and it's probably more quarterbacks that he would put on this list, but he's been around Matthew Stafford, he's been around Baker Mayfield, and he's been around Trevor Lawrence. 3 number 1 picks, right? So, I mean, and they're different guys now in different stages of their careers and lives and everything else too, what they've been through, how they came up, all the different things. And I just think it's pretty wild, and at some point might be pretty cool at some stage of his career to go back and kind of put those guys in 3 buckets. Well, the way I was thinking about it is, how hard is it to put them in 3 different buckets? Because I think sometimes when you're around other folks, you're like, hey, I want this guy to be like this guy. Well, he's not. First of all, Trevor Lawrence isn't going to be like Matthew Stafford. He's a dozen years younger or a decade younger. So he doesn't have the experience of that, all the stuff that Stafford went through. He has some traits, some you can learn from, but you can't be exactly like him, especially not when Liam was with him. Liam was with him just a couple of years ago. He's a veteran guy compared to, obviously Trevor. And I think the same goes for Baker Mayfield. Totally different cat than just about anybody. So you can't assume that Baker Mayfield and Trevor are going to be similar. That edge, some of that flair. Well, you can't want him to be like that. So I just think that balance is interesting from Cohen, because I think he probably has to catch himself sometimes where it's like, hey, I wish I had that trait. Oh, I wish I had that trait. But I'm glad I got these traits from Trevor Lawrence. I think it is an interesting balance, an interesting look. Just to give you an update here, what's going on, the 2-minute drill, not really good. I don't think the Jags have been very good at all in the 2-minute drill in these joint practices, if I'm not mistaken. I think like Saints were terrible. They were terrible in the Saints one. And right there was not good. I couldn't even tell what was going on. I don't know if they threw a couple of flags. They had a Chris Rodriguez screen pass that actually was pretty good. I don't know if it came back or if there was a second down play or something that kind of messed up the way the sticks looked and where they were measurement-wise. I don't know. Because they might have just touched him down, but they actually brought him to the ground after a pretty good gain. So there was that. There was a little bit of confusion there, I thought. And then as they did get a big completion on third down to Josh Cameron and Williams, I think it's significant running with those ones with Myers and now especially BTJ in and out today. But that was a nice play by Cameron and a good throw over the middle in some traffic that he had to avoid for Trevor. And then after that, it was nothing. It was incomplete, and off the field. Meanwhile, Baker Mayfield's turn right now just started. He had a pass over the middle for a catch to start the drive, and then an incompletion. So we'll keep you posted on how the defense does here in this 2-minute drill opportunity. If you just put in the Brent and Austen show, we are live from Jags practice. Got a bird's eye view. Austin's got the field level view. He'll check in once again after practice. The headlines are this. Trevor, everybody's going to be talking about this. Trevor, after a little bit of a scuffle with other players, Walker Little included, we think it was Anzalone. I don't know if you've got other confirmation on that yet, Hamby, but Trevor ripped down Anzalone. He got involved in it. And we might have had a pick. Do we got a pick or a drop? Oh, a pick almost for, I think, Foye. Low on the ground, just couldn't haul it in. That would have been a nice way to end that 2-minute drive for the Jags on defense. So the Trevor takedown is obviously going to be the highlight of maybe the entire month. And especially the day. And I think it's going to sit very well with Liam and the teammates and everyone else. You just don't see that. You don't see quarterbacks get involved in practice things like that. And he got involved. He didn't have to. He got involved. I think there's some importance to that. Josh Hines-Allen has had a dominant practice. Brian Thomas Jr. has he was in practice, got hit on the shoulder, left, came back, left again. And so we'll see how much significance there is to that. Baker Mayfield just spiked the ball because I think he got a delay a game penalty in this 2-minute drill they're doing. Overall, I believe the Jags at times have been dominant in this practice. It hasn't been perfect, but it certainly has been very good compared to the Bucs, in my opinion, in this first day of this 2-day joint practice with Tampa Bay. The defense of the Jags has looked really good overall, highlighted by number 41. But I'll tell you who else had a really nice day is Buster Brown's caught my attention. He had a pick. He had a really nice run stop on the edge. He had another pass breakup that I caught. And those are only 3 plays that I've even probably watched. And it might have been even more. So I think number 1 for the Jags has also had a very nice practice. And there's Antonio Johnson with a pick. That was a terrible pass, it looked like. Now there's a flag. So is there holding? Defense. Yes, yeah. There's a face mask, I think, prior, not even close to the ball. Not even close to the ball, but there's going to be a penalty against the Jags that bails out what looked like a terrible Baker Mayfield throw. It wasn't one of those deals where there's like he saw pass interference, threw it up for grabs because he saw it. That wasn't the play. I think they called the face mask like on the sideline. This was over the middle of the field. And worth noting, another guy that we haven't talked a lot about, but the Jags are so high on, is Antonio Johnson. He's had a hell of a training camp. Parker Washington was having that kind of training camp until he got banged up a bit last week. Antonio Johnson is probably having the equivalent to Parker Washington's last 2 training camps on the defensive side of the ball. They love what he's doing, and he is a vital part of what they want to do because they think he's a chess piece on how they can use him, especially in that dime look, Hamby. So, again, I would just say at least as we are about ready to wrap up this practice, I think the Jags are putting on a pretty nice show today.
I love it. And I think it is a needed thing. Just a reminder for everybody, Antonio Johnson's 6'2", 205. That is why that he can be so versatile because of his height, because of his length. He is the longest player in the Jaguars secondary. And
he just broke up a pass to Cade Otton, by the way, on the outside. So it shows you the versatility, right?
Right. He can cover. He can come downhill and make tackles. They're working on him coming off the edge as a surprise blitzer at times. He can make plays on the football in the deeper thirds. He can kind of do it all. And I think he is, like you said, that ultimate chess piece. I want to get to the chat, Brent, because when the quarterback throws somebody down, it gets the chat really active. So how about a little best of? Immediately, Logan Rivers, the Duval DNA coming out now. Delphonic need Trev on AEW ASAP. Let's see what else we have. A lot of people just calling for the video. Duval TV says T-Law got that Dan Marino in him. What else?
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. He's a dog. Let's see. We always knew he had it in him. Rude Dog says T-Law getting old and grumpy. Duval TV, he's had a kid and another on the way. He's growing up fast. I'm pumped right now. William Torres, Bane Mask Trev, going to hit different. And then if no video, I'll be massively disappointed. No video or it never happened. So there we go.
All right, some good stuff there in the chat, Hamby.
Yeah, I mean, there's been, I think we've had 100 T-Law comments just since that incident.
Yeah, sorry, I was distracted a little bit. They told me the D line's going to play in a little. It might get a little loud. I was just trying to make sure I'm in a decent spot. If it gets too loud, let me know and I'll move. As we got big cloud cover now coming over the stadium or the practice field right now. The Bucs offense is still out on the field. It feels like the Jags have been pretty dominant in this session overall. How about we do this? This might be a good time if the D-line is about to play, or at least when they are about to play. Cue up Cole Van Lanen because I want to get to that, and we'll have it ready. But I also want to see how the end of this drive goes for the Bucs. And before we hand off to that. So looks like some good pressure once again by the Jaguars defense, and Baker has to throw it away on what was a first down. So I didn't see how they got the first down, but they had the ball at about the 40-yard line, 35, 40-yard line. And that was going to be the last play of the practice, I guess. Okay, that was it. Maybe the clock ran out. The clock looked like it had time left, but that's it. Practice one in the books between the Bucs and the Jags, and the Jaguars faithful gives them a nice round of applause. I will tell you something. I think they're pretty happy with what they saw out here. A dominant Jags team at times, a Trevor Lawrence takedown, which shows you, I think, a lot and says a lot. I think Josh Hines-Allen was tremendous. Buster Brown was tremendous. Antonio Johnson was tremendous. The Jaguars had a very nice practice session against the Tampa Bay Bucs. A lot to like. Let's get to Cole Van Lanen. D-line's drumming it up right now. So how about a conversation this week with Cole Van Lanen on his progress, where he stands? He came off the PUP list, but still a lot of doubt on whether he will play week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. Our sounds from camp presented by Metro Foundation Solutions. They want to keep you safe and sound. Foundation repair, crawl space, and gutter solutions serving Northeast and Central Florida. Get a free estimate. Just go visit metrofoundationfl.com or give them a call. On the website, you can see all that they do. Metro Foundation Solutions is the place to go at metrofoundationfl.com. Here's Cole Van Lanen this week after practice.
All right, perfect.
How's it feel? Back out there practicing a little bit?
Yeah, feels great. I'm just excited to be back.
What has this process kind of been like? I mean, you got the deal done late last season, you get hurt late last season, then you go into rehab and trying to get ready to get back.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a whirlwind of emotions during all that time, you know. Got some news we didn't want to hear, and we've just been working really hard here to get back to where we are now and get back on the field.
How tough has it been kind of watching the offensive line, some of the guys getting banged up, the turn as they try and figure that out from the side?
Yeah, it's tough. You know, I'm in the same scenario where I was, and it's tough to see our room struggling, and there's nothing really I can do about it. I was on my own path trying to get back, and I'm glad I can bring some presence now and get back on the field and kind of help that. I'm glad guys are getting back now, though, and everything's going in the right direction.
As much as you can share comparatively to other injuries, other recoveries, what exactly was the last 8-9 months for you?
It's been a lot of work, a lot of time. Definitely blessed with our staff here. We've put in a lot of work and time to get back. Like I said, it was kind of not news we were expecting when the injury happened, and we've just done everything possible to get back definitely early and feel good, and all the thanks to the staff here, because we really did put a lot of time and work into getting to the point we are now.
Not only was it, okay, now you've got an 8-month recovery, but in the interim, it was at first like, oh, can you play the next week? So how do you even juxtapose the idea of trying to play with the injury to now, oh wait, now it's going to be an 8-month recovery?
Yeah, I mean, it's playoff time. We were on a roll. I really wanted to be out there. We were going to do whatever it took, as long as I couldn't hurt myself more. Obviously didn't happen, and then it was go time. The next goal was we got to get through what I had and get back on the field and play good football. And again, I'm just really excited to be back now to work on that progression to get back on the field.
What other knee injuries had you ever had?
I haven't had. My knees have been, knock on wood, will stay great. That was my first knee injury. So
more so I asked that just because it wasn't like some of these cats who now it's like third ACL, fourth ACL, and they've been through this before. For you, this was an entirely new experience.
Yeah, completely new experience. I've heard these injuries are grind. They are, but you go into a great mindset. Like I said, the staff here has been incredible. And just the amount of attention I've gotten to get to this point, it's been amazing. So really, really happy with where we're at. Couldn't have asked for more. Everything's gone great the entire process. So,
what point did you see the light at the end of the tunnel?
I would say getting into camp, I knew where we were at. We were doing really well. I knew at some point I would be getting off PUP in the middle of camp, and then progressing to being able to play on the field.
Was there a moment, whether it was running, whether it was jumping, that it was like, oh, I can do this again?
Yeah, for sure. We've been running for a while now. That was always, those are the numbers you want to hit, the little things in rehab that you want to strive for and become better at. And in a lot of ways, I'm better than I was before now. So we've really taken this rehab process and molded it in a way to better myself. And I'm really excited to put everything together once the time comes.
How much work do you think, or practice do you feel like you need to feel good going week one?
Yeah, I would say right now that's all up in the air. I've missed a lot of ball. That's what it kind of comes down to. It really depends on how fast this process dials up, and then we'll see kind of where we're at on the field and how we're playing, how we're feeling. But ultimately, hopefully not too much time.
Reaction to just the progression ascension of Anton this offseason, getting to watch it here in Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Anton's doing things we all knew that he can do. He's already been doing them on the right for how long. Him and I, we knew he'd be fine on the left side, and he's doing great. He's excelling well, and I think the new position change has turned the dial on him even more to really push himself, and he's doing a great job.
Do you have a conversation with him when it starts becoming apparent, like, hey, he may be being the left tackle moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, we've had those conversations. This wasn't in the dark for all of us. I think he's going to excel well, and for me, I've played a lot of ball at the right side, and I'm excited to play right tackle.
When you get back into teamwork and pads, is it going to be easier to get your run game rhythm or your pass game rhythm?
I think it's going to be a little bit of both. Again, I don't think it's going to be that much time. Hopefully it's like riding a bike, but it's just I missed a lot of balls. So it's just going to take a second to get adjustments to the speed of the game, where you're going against, use of hands, just getting in that position again. We've been doing Indy for a while now. I'm confident in what I'm doing so far, and just got to get those team reps.
How are you better than you were before? Huh? You said you may be better than you were before. How are you better than you were before?
I just feel being in shape. I think my strength, I think my speed, my explosiveness. Again, there's a lot of things that we are allowed to understand that were weaknesses before and work on them. Just because we're off to the side doesn't mean that's not stuff that we can work on. And I feel like we've really attacked those points really well, and I'm excited to translate that on the field.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate Cole. Thanks, man.
All right, that's Cole Van Lanen. I couldn't hear it super great, so anything that caught your attention in there, Hamby, if that you want to translate, please do. But Cole Van Lanen, obviously, first time anybody's really caught up with him in a long time, as you got the Buffalo timetable of an injury, and then you have this long off season of trying to get healthy. And the Jags still kind of in that mode. But the good news is, coming off the PUP list, when we saw him at the start of training camp working on individuals, he looked pretty good to us. And so when we've seen him in the individuals, looks pretty good. There's a big difference between trying to stop guys like Vita Vea on the offensive line and looking good in individuals. So we don't really have a great understanding yet, I don't think, of what his timetable is, how impactful he can be right away at the start of the season. The Jags obviously have gotten healthier on the offensive front and feel better about it than they did a week and a half ago. But we do know this. He's going to be the right tackle. Anton Harrison going to be the left tackle. And Cole Van Lanen can't slide anywhere. But you paid him to be a tackle in some way or another, no doubt, when you paid him in this January of this year. I want to kind of how's our shot looking these days right now, Hamby? Is it getting any better?
Here you go.
All right, you want me to show you the uniform?
You have it.
Well, maybe it's better if I ask him you come for a walk with me. What the hell?
All right.
Let's go. We're walking. All right? We're going to walk. I can't turn my computer around like it was a phone, like that shot, but I'm going to get you a look live of the whole uniform getup.
Okay.
Let's see if we got it. It's me with the uniform right here.
Wow.
What do you think?
Okay. So it is a legit white. I think a lot of people were asking about that, if it's more of like a sanded or a cream. It's white.
There's the
we got our
prints.
Lululemon pants. Yep.
Yeah. So I think it looks pretty good in person.
Okay. Put the helmet on.
All right. I can't take the helmet off and put it on. I'll give you a closer look at the helmet, though. A little 360 view, maybe.
Wow. It's legit. Oh,
That's Parker, by the way.
Okay.
Did Parker get an extra couple bucks for modeling this? I wonder.
He definitely got taller.
All right. So there you. Anything else you want to see?
I like the gold face mask. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, that's nice. I actually I'm telling you this. I like the helmet up close. I like the uniform. I'm not huge. I feel like if it had black socks, it would be better, or maybe because it's a cream top. I couldn't tell that in the Twitter photo, but it's kind of like a cream look would be probably the color.
Oh, you would say.
I know they call it sand, right? But I think my mom would call it the cream colored.
So it's not white.
Version
to me, it
of
looks white.
Yeah, it's not white. This isn't white, right? What do you call that? Cream color? What is it? Alabaster? That's a color? I got to go to Crayola, I guess. I have no idea what that even is. Look up alabaster. That's what the color is. But anyway, I kind of dig it. I think it looks good in person, right?
I mean, if
think I can get away with this get up right here? Yeah. There we go. We're gonna get it. All right, come for a walk back to the spot. We do have some lightning in the area as well, but I'm gonna stay out here for now. So anyway, Hammy, live look at the new uni. I could have probably just asked him to bring it over here, but they're still all taking pictures with it and stuff. So
okay, all right, maybe it'll grow on me a little bit.
I tell you, I like it in person. I really do. I like it in person. They actually dropped this off for me so I could show you this. So I'll do it now since we're into this part of the day. Oh, they got a jersey in here. Oh, okay. Didn't know that. So there's I would assume that's the hat that goes with it.
Okay.
I like the lid with the prints. Looks good on the hat, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Especially with the teal underbill.
All right. In case I'm hungry.
What do we have? A cookie there?
Got that. I got a cookie.
Okay. All right.
Come on. This isn't a good time to break up on the feed. Nobody else is here. Come on. Kick back in. All right. Hang on. I got more. Obviously, we're playing up the stickers.
Okay.
And then I really do. I like the top, the actual jersey alone. Forget about the rest of the getup. It really is not it's good.
Alabaster.
But you get that alabaster color is good, but also you get like the paw prints or the Jags prints, if you will, in the number, like in the black of the number, which I think is a nice touch.
Okay.
And how about this? This is a cool little thing right here. Since, see if I get that right, since 1995.
I like it.
Right? And then on the inside, Bold City. I like that. That's a good little touch there.
Yeah.
Cool looking uniform. Again, I'm digging the teal helmet. I know people are a little mixed on that, but I think it makes a ton of sense on the teal helmet. So there you go. That's my best Price is Right, Vanna White, whatever you want to do. The Jags uniform, rivalry uniform revealed during practice today, which is pretty cool. Hey, we love being out here at Jags Joint Practice, Bucs and the Jags, and we take you on the road a lot here on the show, on the Brent Martineau Show, and on the road presented by Nimnick Buick GMC. Check out Nimnick Buick GMC off Phillips Highway, nimnickbuickgmc.com as well. And if you're looking for a used vehicle, new vehicle, they've got some unbelievable inventory right now. Of course, longtime partners with Nimnick Buick GMC. You can save up to $16,000 off a new GMC Sierra truck. Save more than $6,000 on a new Buick SUV, plus 0% financing for 60 months is available with the largest selection of new Buicks and GMCs in the region at the best prices. Why shop anywhere else? Nobody but Nimnick. NimnickBuickGMC.com or Nimnick Buick GMC, the showroom right off Phillips Highway. And don't forget to get those oil changes. You can just drop in and do it. You don't even need an appointment. Just swing by Phillips Highway and say, I don't want to call for next week and forget about it. I'm going to do it right now. You just walk in, get an express oil change, get out. Try the massage chairs, by the way. I do that a lot. They're good. Also, grab some coffee. There's a cafe in there if you want to stop by in the lunch hour or in the afternoon and grab a snack. Nimnick Buick GMC takes you on the road with the Brent and Austen Show, and we'll be back out here again tomorrow. Overall, a tremendous practice here today for the Jags. Let's do this. Let's hit a break. We'll put a bow on the show. We'll have some insight coming in from obviously our team that's here, the Action Sports Jags team, gathering one-on-one interviews with Robert Hainsey and Ruka Rororo. Austin's catching up with him. I'd like to get Austin back in just to put a bow on practice before the top of the hour, and I think we'll be able to do that. Liam Cohen, Trayvon Walker also chatting today on the podium, and I think they're going to like the way this practice worked out today. More from Jags headquarters coming up on the Brent and Austen Show on the Action Sports Jags 24/7 network.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School, class of 2002.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Jacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Colt Tilly, Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Local sports content anytime and anywhere. That's been the vision of the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network as we bring you live events and exclusive interviews just like this.
I'd be lying if I'd have said in 1995 when they picked me that 30 years later I'd be sitting here.
Let's see this weigh in right now. What do we got? Oh, we got a big hole. 44.48. There's the moment here.
Lead is 14, matching the largest of the game. Crawford,
Oh
he did
my
it again!
gosh.
If we can't do the minimum of making it to the Final Four, then something's really not right.
And it's only growing from there. So join the thousands of people that have been tuning into the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network each week. Download the apps, save the website, or tune into any of our social media platforms as we bring you local sports anytime and anywhere. So come watch some sports with us on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Nimnicht is synonymous with Jacksonville, and now in 2026, Nimnicht is celebrating 85 years of partnerships with you. Longevity equals trust, and you want a car dealership you can trust. Thousands of vehicles sold, generations of families, all part of the Nimnicht family of dealerships. It's nobody but Nimnicht, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnicht Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road.
Congratulations to Jordan Matthews, our committed to the uncommitted player of the year.
Nobody but Nimnicht. They are there for you and your causes, your car buying experience, and they are there for you 24 hours a day at NimnichtBuickGMC.com. Experience professional grade with big inventory and even bigger savings. And Jacksonville's only Car Bravo certified dealership. Nobody but Nimnicht for 85 years. This milestone belongs to you, Jacksonville.
It can be a silent killer, but awareness is getting louder. Blood clots take more lives each year than car crashes. And just like driving, you have to be defensive. A few easy ways to protect yourself or someone you love are to learn your Caprini risk score and ask your doctor about your blood clot prevention plan. Emily's Promise is a local nonprofit named for Emily Atkins, a young woman from Fernandina Beach who died after a preventable blood clot following a broken ankle. Her legacy is now driving change across Florida. The Emily Atkins Family Protection Act strengthens how hospitals screen for clot risks and train staff to recognize warning signs. Blood clots can affect anyone, including athletes, and the signs can be easy to miss. So be aware, be defensive, and help beat a silent killer with loud attention to risk factors and symptoms. Learn more at emilypromises.com. That's emilypromises.com. Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Oh, there's a look at the uniforms for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the ones revealed this morning, the rivalry unis. I'll tell you what, you can have your opinion, and you're going to have your opinion, and usually most people on social media hate everything at first. I kind of dig it. What's the name of this color again? What was
Alabaster.
it? Alabaster. That's what the color is, not white. Alabaster. When you can have a name Alabaster in your color scheme, you're killing it. To go along with the teal helmet, I like it. I like the details. The one detail I didn't say on the back of the helmet says Duval on it. Duval. So a bunch of U's on that one. Bold City, as well on the jersey. And what was the other thing on the jersey? Oh, since 1995. So they threw some nice details in there on the uniform as well. Austen Lane back with us at the end of practice as things have wrapped, and there was actually a little lightning in the area. So everybody got out in a hurry and went to the indoor. But Austin, I'll tell you what, overall headlines, Trevor Lawrence takedown, Josh Hines Allen dominant, Antonio Johnson very good, Buster Brown very good, BTJ sidelined, which what appeared to be a shoulder injury, but I think we could classify as saying it doesn't look too serious, at least at initial glance, but he did leave practice, probably for a precautionary reason. What else did you see?
Yeah, you kind of hit the cliff notes of it, man. I thought the defense had a great day. You saw Baker Mayfield a little bit frustrated out there, especially that last team period where it was kind of like both teams were surrounding each other. It was the ones of the Buccaneers taking on the ones of the Jaguars, and the ones the Jaguars did their thing, man, that they look great. And once again, we're starting now to see what this defense can kind of look like a little bit. This is really the first time that I've seen them throw a little bit more of the arsenal at an opponent, and we expected that, right? But I'm really excited in terms of what I saw in stopping the run, what I saw on this defense. You know, you asked about Pregnon. I watched a little more. It was weird, and I'm not sure if they're just trying to bring Vita Vea along a little more, but I didn't see Vita Vea get a lot of reps today in team. He was an individual and everything like that, but maybe keep in mind, I think he did kind of sit out a little bit until he got his new deal done, so that they may be kind of easing him back into it. But from my indications, from what I've heard, I thought Pregnon looked pretty good today.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me on the Vita Vea front, so that makes some sense to me that's what they did. But yeah, I think all those, that's good that you saw some Pregnon toward the end of practice. Hey, the one thing the Jags have not been very good at these joint practices are the 2-minute drills.
Hey, Brent, I gotta go, man. I'm getting ready to interview Rukaroro right now, so he's coming up to me, so I have to get going, actually.
All right, good deal. Well, go have a good interview. We'll talk to you in a bit. The Rukaroro interview is coming soon to Action Sports Jacks on YouTube. Subscribe to our Action Sports Jacks channel. A race to get to 10,000 subscribers. Help us out, will you? It's a goal of ours sooner than later, but also we'll have some for you on the show tomorrow. We're also catching up with Robert Hainsey. Olivia's getting him, and I'm really interested to see what he has to say about the Trevor stuff. And then I don't know what Liam Cohen said. Have you seen anything about what Cohen has said on the podium yet, if he's already talked to Amby?
I have not yet. I don't think he's taken the podium yet. The Jaguars.
Oh, he hasn't?
No, I don't believe so. They are not live yet.
Okay. All right. Well, here's a couple of things to look for it on that. One, did he see what we saw, which would seem like a very good practice for the Jags, especially defensively on some of the dominant moments and turnover moments that they had? And then also, what does he feel about Trevor's takedown? Mm-hmm. What does he say, if anything? And I doubt he's going to say a whole lot, but you can at least sense from a tone of what he might say if asked about BTJ.
Right.
So I'm interested in those kind of comments coming out of Liam Cohen today, so we could get a feel about Brian Thomas Jr. Because listen, right now, last week we were concerned about the offensive line and injuries. Well, you feel a little bit better about that. Well, Jacoby Myers has got something on his hand and wrist, and Brian Thomas Jr. goes down in practice, and he's had a very nice offseason and camp.
And
so I think
last week.
And Parker was out last week. So again, that is a position that gets banged up anyway, right, throughout the course of the year. If you get all your top 3 guys to play 17 games in a season, I'd love to know the percentages of that. Mm-hmm. Like, it just doesn't seem to happen. And therefore, the run that CJ Williams and Josh Cameron are getting with the ones is significant on a couple of fronts. It's significant because they're going to need them at some point, right? Or you throw Austin Trammell in the mix, or you throw Travis Hunter in the mix, but he's been playing a lot more defense lately. So I don't know how much of the playbook he is going to feel comfortable with anyway, outside of the wrinkles and packages that they're going to throw in there. But I really think it's about Cameron and Williams. How fast can they come along? How much can they chip in? And they're really smart players that have done a nice job to this point at adapting to the offense and not making a lot of mental errors. That's a huge deal inside a training camp for a rookie. So I think the Jags might need them. Forget about just making the team. They might actually need them from time to time to contribute in a big way. Now, the other side of that is when you do lose a receiver or can't go with a receiver, you see a lot more focus on the tight ends. And I really like what I'm seeing out of the Jags tight end room. Brenton Strange, obviously Borkature as well. Probably haven't seen enough out of Koziel, but I think the length of that tight end room is very noticeable to me. But a long way to go to see who could really impact on Sundays as well. So we'll see. We'll see how that shakes out. But the domino effect is real if you do lose what Trevor Lawrence thinks one of the best groups of weapons in the NFL, Brian Thomas Jr., Jacoby Myers, and Parker Washington.
Yeah, to that note, Liam, on BTJ just now, I said, quote, "I think he's all right. Just fell on his shoulder. Holding him out was smart. Got to get him ready for Cleveland."
Okay. No surprise there. Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play tomorrow. And by the way, if he doesn't play tomorrow, you get more reps for CJ Williams and Josh Cameron,
right,
and let them figure that out. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But it's something noteworthy, and hopefully it's nothing. That's a good response, at least in writing. I want to see the body language. I want to see the tone of it, because I think that does matter. But at least as you read it, That's a pretty good report on Brian Thomas Jr. And by the way, I don't know this because there's so much going on. Didn't see anybody from either team really get banged up outside of that.
Right.
So if you can survive these joint practices without that happening, that's also a very good sign, Hamby.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, well, the biggest one is, did the offensive line make it out okay? And we don't
looks
know,
like it.
But it looks like it, yeah. So that's the biggest one right there. Check the box.
Yeah. Hey, man, fun day. What do you, I mean, I don't want to, here's what I don't want to do. Two things. I was tweeting, just giving people updates during the show. And I caught myself one time because it was a 3rd and 10 in that 2-minute drill, and the 2-minute drills haven't been good. That's what I started to say to Austin. And this one didn't end up good either. But it was like a 3rd and, I don't know, 10, 11, 8, whatever. It was a 3rd and long. And they rifled the pass. I think it was to Cameron, I had mentioned. But I put on the tweet, I was like, great 3rd and 10 completion. Or good 3rd and 10 or something. I'm like, all right, take that off. It's freaking practice, right? Like, there's no such thing as good or great or whatever. Oh no, I had said big because I don't use the word great a lot, but I said big. I was like, big 3rd and long completion. I was like, it ain't big. It's August 22nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. That's what it is.
Work on this.
Sorry, one big freaking day, man. One long day. That's what it is. But it's August 25th. I'm not going to put big in front of a 3rd down completion on a practice field, even against the Bucs. I thought it was notable, but it can't be big. And so I think that's the part we got to be careful to get over dramatic about, overly excited about, over anything about. And that goes for the New Orleans stuff 3 weeks ago to even right now. All right. Row in the books in terms of the interview with Austin. We've got about 2 minutes to go, Austin. We're going to get you back in. And Hamby, you got him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, give us a little preview for tomorrow or later today on YouTube about your interview.
Yeah, great interview. Obviously, I've caught up with Rook a couple months ago during OTAs. So we just kind of caught up a little bit off that interview. But really telling in terms of how he felt in terms of his coaching. The biggest differences here on defense from what he has here in Jacksonville, from where he came from in Atlanta, where, keep in mind, in Atlanta too, they were kind of a defensive first team, if you will. But really fascinating to hear him kind of break down why he likes it better here in terms of the coaching that he's getting. Obviously, not going to disclose everything. We'll hear the interview tomorrow. But I thought he gave some really good tidbits in terms of why he enjoyed it so much here.
Yeah. Did he say anything about Josh Hines-Allen Day, or I don't know if you guys got into that, or just he probably heard about the Trevor takedown, but he didn't see it. He was on another field. So
yeah. No, so we actually got into a little bit about, in terms of like these training camp fights and everything. And literally I asked him, if you could bring one guy to the fight, who you bringing? And once again, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. We'll save it for tomorrow, but I was really surprised of the player that he mentioned in terms that he would bring to the fight, simply because like size and stature, you don't think of it. And I'm not saying LaQuinn Allen. It's not LaQuinn Allen. Size and stature, you don't think of this guy necessarily being in the fight. But then when he kind of explained why he would bring this dude, it made a little more sense. So that'll be a question that we'll have the answer for tomorrow.
All right, a 24-hour tease. I tease things 5 minutes later. I can't remember. I hope we remember the 24-hour tease. I'm looking forward to it.
Brent, I got you, man. I got you. And by the way, talking to some of my associates here and some of my peers, we have confirmed that it was indeed a takedown from Trevor Lawrence. There was a knee that went down and also a hand was down. If this was the UFC rules, that is 2 points of contact.
A point. Yeah.
2 points of contact is going to get you a takedown. So go ahead and put it in the record books right now. For those of you keeping score at home, that is one Trevor Lawrence takedown. That's going to be 2 points.
We might have to go back and get our live reaction to that. We were on together, but what is the buzz about that right there down, like on the field and now at post practice?
It's kind of funny because I think a lot of people were just kind of like left with their mouths a little open, like kind of in shock, if you will. Right. And then I wasn't helping things out, screaming and losing my mind. So then people probably got a little scared. It was chaotic, man. But that's the good thing about football, right? Is like sometimes you have those moments you can let go a little bit. I was asked to tone it down a little bit by a certain somebody, but no, absolutely not.
No cheering in the press box.
No, dude, if a quarterback takes somebody down and it's confirmed, I'm going to go crazy. Like, sorry, that's just the way it's going to be.
All right, man. We're back at it tomorrow here at the Jags joint practice. Have a good day.
All right, we'll see you, man.
All right, let's get out of here. Club 904, by the way, is today at 2 o'clock with me, O'Brien. She'll have more and more reaction, too. And Trevor does talk tomorrow, so we'll be able to ask him about this. We don't have to wait for like weeks down the road to get his reaction on what transpired today. Hey, fun show. If you missed any of it, you can always check it out on the podcast. Wherever you find podcasts, it'll be up in the next half hour. You can always go subscribe to our YouTube channel, see clips of it on social media. And then don't forget today, not only Club 904 at 2, but at 8 o'clock, Blitz Breakdown, talking some high school live from Sneakers at 8 o'clock. So hopefully you can join us for all the coverage each and every day, 24 hours a day with Action Sports Jacks.
Attention Jacksonville drivers, we heard you loud and clear. You told us oil changes were taking too long, and we listened. That's why we're proud to introduce our brand new Nimnik Express service. We've added additional staff so you can get your oil changed without ever having to book an appointment. Just pull into our express lane and we'll take care of it. In the neighborhood, running errands, just realized you're overdue, just stop on in. No appointments, pull in, get out, get going. Nobody but Nimnik.
No one does it better, plays harder, or delivers more sports than CBS 47, Fox 30, and streaming on Action Sports Jacks 24/7. The only local, multi-platform, round-the-clock streaming sports show in Jacksonville.
Yeah, thanks, Brent and Austin. I really appreciate